Hi, my name is Khadijah. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. I am based in Brooklyn, New York with Girls for Gender Equity, and I'm a community organizer. Yes, so at Girls for Gender Equity, we are an advocacy and a programming organization. The advocacy work that we do a lot of work with how girls and trans and gender nonconforming youth experience school pushout, as well as the work with the Young Women's Initiative, which we helped launch with City Council in New York City, which is the first of its kind, and in response to the Young Men's Initiative by Mayor Michael Bloomberg and My Brother's Keeper by President Obama. And we also do programming. We have a social justice-based after-school program called the Urban Leaders Academy, and we have youth organizers who do a lot of our school push-out work, and they are called Sisters in Strength. Oh, where can I count the ways? So we are actually in the process of writing a policy book based off of participatory action research, which is a form of research in which the participants have a say in how the research goes and as well as what is to be done next. So we've done participatory action research with over 100 girls in TG&C youth throughout New York City. And so what we have found in our research is that young folks are experiencing not seeing themselves in the curriculum, and not just in terms of race, but in terms of gender, sexuality, class, different ethnicities, because in New York we have various different ethnicities. So you're not just black, you could be like black or Jamaican or like Haitian or anything like that. Also, young folks are not having comprehensive sex education, if any at all. And when they are having sex education, it's very heteronormative. So it only focuses on having sex between like two heterosexual individuals. They are also having a problem. They're also an issue towards testing and the amount of high stakes testing that New York City public school students experience. The bullying of trans and gender nonconforming individuals by adults in the school came up a lot. Sexual violence is another thing that came up a lot in our research, particularly towards girls and trans and gender nonconforming youth and how schools respond to that, as well as experience any sort of racialized violence. Islamophobia has also came up, and lack of resources. Just general resources like books, desks, clean water, as well as like lack of like sports and extracurricular activities that are inclusive of girls and TG&C individuals. Okay, so in our participatory action research project, we actually asked the young people what their solutions and what their visions are for all the issues that they've identified. And so the visions that they come up with, or the solutions they've came up with, is to have a culturally responsive, intersectional, feminist, trans-inclusive curriculum, have a comprehensive K through 12 sex education that talks about consent, that talks about sexuality as something that's not just heteronormative and includes all aspects of gender and sexuality as well, and healthy relationships. Having no testing, no harsh discipline, no metal detectors, no school safety agents, having basic resources, having all the funding allocated, having teachers who are better trained and equipped to work with individuals from various different backgrounds, having a way with gender biased dress codes that only target girls and TG&C youth and are not subjective to cisgender boys of color. At the top of my head, that's what I could think of. But these are all and there's like many more. Like halal lunches was another one that came up. But these were solutions that the young folks have, and so like what we're doing is we are writing policy recommendations in our book based off of their visions. We want to make sure keeping it to the root and making sure that they are continuously centered in these recommendations that we're writing. I think public schools are important because they are not only the most accessible, to everyone. So everyone in the United States has the right to go to a public school. But they offer more diverse. They should offer more diversity. They should be a more young people friendly environment. And because more young people attend public schools, more young people are attending public schools, then they should be able to feel safe, welcome, and affirming in the space regardless of who they are. It shouldn't be a space where white supremacist heteronormative culture is recreated. It should be a youth-centered space. It should be a LGBTQ inclusive space, an affirming space. It should be an affirming space for girls and people of color, and it should be a space for everyone, and not continuing to perpetuate societal oppression.